Hi guys, it's Mrs. Marta. I'm here and so is Mr. Marta. He's behind the camera. Or he might be playing with his toys, I don't know. Anyway, we're here to talk about making connections. So we've talked before about how good readers do a lot of thinking while they're reading, and making connections helps you think more deeply while you are reading. You've already had some experience with making connections. Remember, we do this when we make a connection, so hopefully this is a review for you. So when we talk about connections, there's three kinds of connections. There's text to self, text to text, and text to world. So when I'm talking about text to self, if I'm reading The One and Only Ivan, The One and Only Ivan, the book, is the text. So if I'm connecting it to myself, I'm connecting the book to something that happened to me. There's also text to text. That's when I take The One and Only Ivan and connect it. It reminds me of another book that I've read, or maybe a movie I've watched. And then there's text to world. That's when something that happened in the book reminds you of something that happened in the world. It didn't happen to you, but you know about it. So mostly we do text to self, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Mr. Marta, I feel like I'm missing something. No, I'm doing okay. All right. So when I do a connection, I use this sentence frame to help me. I have blank reminds me of blank. So I'm going to give you an example of a connection I might make when I'm reading The One and Only Ivan. Well, I did make it. In the book, The One and Only Ivan, Ivan is remembering when he was wrestling with his dad and they were in the jungle, and he was remembering the smell of the grass and the plants and things going on. And that reminded me of how much I love the smell of fresh cut grass. Whenever I smell that, it always makes me happy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say how you like wrestling with gorillas.
I do not have that. That might be a text to world connection. I don't have that personal experience. So that's a pretty good connection. That's what I would call a good connection.
And that helps you connect to Ivan.
Yeah, absolutely. I made a connection. Now, if I want to stretch my brain and do a really deep thinking connection, I'm going to think about feelings. So I'm going to think about something in the book, something a character was feeling, and connect it to a feeling that I had. So in this case, I'm thinking about Ruby when she was scared. She was frightened to go in the crate because it was unknown to her. She didn't know what was going to happen. It reminds me of when I was scared, when Mr. Martin and I went snorkeling. We were on a boat, and the guy said, in the Philippines, he's like, okay, we're going to jump off the boat and we're going to swim to that tunnel. And it was really, really, really far away. And I'm not that great of a swimmer. And I was like, I am really scared to do that. And I kind of thought he was joking at first because it was really far. But then everybody jumped in the water. So I did too. And it was okay.
And that was kind of like how Ivan showed Ruby it's okay to go in the crate. So you made a really good connection that way.
Yeah, when she went there, she was feeling scared. I was feeling scared. But then when she went in, it turned out to be good. And it turned out to be great for me too, because we swam into a secret cave. It was pretty awesome. Okay, so that's how you would make a deeper connection. So you have a good connection and a really stretch your brain connection. Your job today is to read your book, or read the next part of your book, whichever book you're reading. And then when you're done, make a connection. You can use this sentence frame and write it down. And that's it. All right. Bye, guys.